Bulldogs fans rejoice as Galvin will join the Bulldogs effective immediately. But will they deliver a premiership? Or will it curtail their season? As the lack of combinations could hinder the team going forward. This video is totally dedicated to the Galvin saga, how Parramatta lowballed them and tried to go high late, but after being in the box seat for most of the time. There's a lot of work to be done in Parramatta, absolutely getting it wrong. If they went a different strategy, they may have secured the man that they should have got in Lachlan Galvin. Parramatta are still pushing. They really have upped their offer. I'm going to talk about that soon. But pretty much Galvin will be signing with the Bulldogs in the next day or two, if not already. It's just a matter of just doing the transfer fee to just find and sorting that all out. But what a botchery from Parramatta Eels, but what a celebration for Parramatta. Well, let's rock and roll. Let's get going here. This is all about Lachlan Galvin, this video. We're going to do it right here on your favourite channel, Barry Charles Footy Show. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to rise as we go towards the top. Welcome back, guys and girls. Yes, it's been high-hitting stuff here with Lachlan Galvin. Signed, sealed, delivered to the Bulldogs. Yes, you can hear it. You heard it right here. So what has actually gone down? Well, first off, the Bulldogs were always in the race. Don't believe all the scuttlebutt you're hearing from Full Gould. They were always interested in Lachlan Galvin. They were interested in him last year when he went for immediate release to join the Bulldogs. Yes, so this has not been out of thing. I really did still believe that the Parramatta money would have got him over the line, but it's clearly not the case. But I am going to talk more about what Parramatta actually offered, which is absolutely ridiculous in terms of what they could afford. I don't know what happened, but yes. But Gus told you because he pretty much got Adam. They got the Adam, the pathways guy, Peter Sharp, and the recruitment, and then ideally Gus had a meeting with Galvin. He's not going to tell you that, but he did have a meeting with Galvin, and obviously Cameron Serraldo and Luke Fella did as well. So yes, this has all been going in the background. It's been going in the background ever since it was they wanted a release. Yes, ever since they wanted a release, they already had Bulldogs and Parramatta in mind. They didn't, but Parramatta are in the box seat because he wanted to play with Mitchell Moses. But obviously, the performance of Parramatta over the season has absolutely curtailed that. And when you got a team at the top of the table, I understand why Galvin has made the decision he has made. But yes, what went wrong, folks, for Parramatta? Yes, Parramatta, what went wrong? This is what happened. They lowballed him. First offer, $700,000. Yes, they lowballed him. I know it's not a bad figure for a player for where he is at the moment, but in terms of getting the deal done for a team near the bottom of the ladder, who have improved over the last month, you must say, Parramatta, absolutely had to be $1 million play. They have finally gone to the $1 million. They were 1.2 was an option, but they went to 1 million, and he is about to go. Thank you very much on a lower offer from the Bulldogs. It's absolute ridiculous that he's turned down 1.2 million at the Tigers. Parramatta went up to 1 mil. Potentially would have gone higher, but I think they know where they are at. They made a last-ditch effort to try and sway Galvin. Could Galvin still go to Parramatta? Well, I doubt it, but if they keep going up to the 1.2, maybe they could sway him, but I think they botched it by going the wrong act. If they went, boom, 1 mil straight off, then I think he would have had a real think about it. I know he's unhappy with, Galvin's unhappy with the situation leaking out to the media as it did with Parramatta to start off with, and then the Bulldogs recently, so yes, but yes, Parramatta absolutely botch up, and what can they do, Parramatta? Who do they look for? Who's the future for Parramatta? You got someone coming through the ranks. Doesn't look likely that a Dean Hawkins or Ronald Faulkner is up to that sort of standard. So you're looking at a Luke Metcalf from the Warriors if you can get him. I think that's where, if I would be looking at, if Luke Metcalf wants to move back to Sydney, that's where I'd be heading towards. Firstly, if not, Jonah Peasant looks like the next best option for Parramatta. But it's just absolute joke, Parramatta's negotiations here. They went the low ball way, the same as the Bulldogs. But really, when you compete in Bulldogs and Parramatta, if you look at the same money, you're going to go to the Bulldogs. Parramatta had to go, boom, we want you to be the star. They decided to go down a different track and thought they could sneak in for cheaper. They thought they had them. I think that was their problem. They thought they had it all signed, sealed, delivered. But instead they're left with the egg on their face. And basically, ultimately, Luke Vella made the difference. Yes, Luke Vella, his former coach at his high school, that was what got him over the line with Kevin Serraldo. So, yes, very disappointing for the fans out there. Now, there's a bit of talk. I'm going to talk about it in the other video coming up too, am I? Or was it in this video? Yeah, just with Gus about his lies. He lied. There's no doubt about it. He probably just, the way he does it is that he just said something different. Like he just misled. You say we're looking at a program and stuff like that. He's done, yeah. So Gus, the legend, absolutely knows how to get it done. He gets the deals done with Leo Thompson, Kikau, all the likes. He just continues to deliver. What does this signing remind me of a bit? Of Tafita Pangai, movie, even though Tafita Pangai was later in the season in August, to top of the table Panthers. Didn't get the comp, though. He lost the grand final to Storm in 2020. A similar situation here. But what does it do? What does it do to this team? Where does he play? This is the $1 million question you're asking at him. He's playing halfback. There's no doubt he is just going to go straight into halfback, whether it's the first game or not. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I just think you put him in. He plays halfback. Similar in the mold of Luke Metcalf, they're going to develop him and get him into the halfback position, and I think he can do it. When I first thought about it, I thought not. I was going to say absolutely when I talked about it before that he needs to play 6. I don't think so. I think he can play halfback and can learn to control the team with time. Sometimes you give it to them a little bit early, but with Matt Byrne, with his kicking game, I think they'll get along just fine. So that means Toby Sexton, see you later, alligator. And what does that mean for the rest of the season for Toby Sexton? You got to stay. Unless you go to a club that you think are going to win the premiership, which I don't think there's many of those clubs wanting a number 7 that are already in the top 8. So pretty much he's screwed. Virtually probably staying in New South Wales Cup, I'd say, for the rest of the season now. But for me, for Toby Sexton, hold your ground and stay for the season, mate. Hold your ground because you never know what happens in rugby league. Lachlan Galvin gets injured, you're straight back in the number 7. That's why I'm telling him don't go. You're in the premiership window. Anything can happen. If they go all the way, you want to be a chance to be in that team because anything can happen at any time in rugby league. Matt Burton goes down. So there's a lot of things that could happen for Toby Sexton. So for me, stay, mate. But where does he go? To be honest, I don't know. Because I don't think he's elite. He's in that Sean O'Sullivan style. I know they're at top of the table. Maybe above Sean O'Sullivan. They're putting him a bit too low. But I wouldn't put him in the top 10 halfbacks in the competition. And it's probably, he's young, so he's got time to develop. But he's in, best Kyle Flanagan. That's where he is. That's pretty much where he is. He's probably slightly younger. And Lachlan, Elias, these types of players, they're talented, but they just don't do it week in, week out. And that's where the difference is between him and a player like Cleary. So I'm sure he'll get a club, but is he going to be the starting half for many clubs? That's what I'm trying to think of. Who would want him? We talked that Brisbane may want him. What are you doing with Reynolds? Is the Reynolds signing? It doesn't make sense there. I mean, there's Perth in there, but Perth, I wouldn't be looking at Sexton. I'll be looking at other players, maybe a Sandon Smith or something like that, and Jonah Peasant. I think they're a bit better quality player, I think, than Toby Sexton. I'm sure he'll get a gig, but I think he's going to be a bit like the Jack Coggers, and they're going to slowly just disappear and filter out into the abyss. It's unfortunate for Sexton, but he's got to stay his ground this year. But what about Reid Mahoney as well? What's happening there? Reid Mahoney is saying, you can go right now. Wow. Surely he doesn't want to go right now. And I doubt he would go this season when you're at a premiership thing. They're not going to, I don't think they would drop Reid Mahoney. He's playing good enough football. But he is looking to get a better contract, and which I think he will. Maybe he goes back to Parramatta. We'll see, but maybe that's where he needs to go back to Parramatta and help them there. Yeah, so I think Galvin plays halfback. You could change the team around altogether. I don't think you want to do that when you're in this sort of form. He's there to be an elite half. You just put him there. I think that's the way they will go in terms of selection. I mean, you could swap them all around and have Crichton a fullback, Burner goes to centre and all that, but I just don't think that's what you need to do. It's going to be interesting season. But anyway, that's my wrap of this Lachlan Galvin saga. It should be in the Bulldogs very shortly and sad for Parramatta fans. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.